Yesterday, I went to Nottingham and back, and I thought that was far. It's nothing compared to what Scarpa did. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Scarpa's day trip. We're going to be talking about Jesse Lingard. New plans for the stadium have taken a hit. We'll talk about that as well. And maybe an update on Brennan Johnson. There's so much to talk about. We're going to get into it all in just a second. Once you guys have taken a quick second to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, as 39, I think, % of you now are not subscribed. And of course, if you'd like to become a member, hit that join button. Just a very quick reminder, there's just about 30 tickets left for the signed home Nottingham Forest shirt. You've got till 7:30 on Thursday to get your tickets in. The link is pinned in the comments. It's also in the description. Go get it now. The draw will be done on Friday night at 7:30 on Football Prizes' Facebook page. All right, let's get into the news. We've got a lot to talk about. All right, guys, so let's jump into it, and let's start with Scarpa, who was given a day release to go back to Brazil. Apparently, we think, and we're not sure for certain, that it was to sort out the whole cryptocurrency scam that he got wrapped up in the middle of. We brought you that story the other day. If you haven't seen it, you can go check out the full details of the video. It's like 2 or 3 days ago. But he left yesterday and came back today. I mean, that is one hell of a journey. As I was saying to Ant, he didn't fly EasyJet, man. No doubt it was some private chartered flight, something like that, to get him there and back in time. The real question is, does that mean he won't be involved in Friday night's game? We're on Tuesday now. Look, going on any flight is pretty knackering. It doesn't matter if you go in on a, on a rocket plane or whatever. It always is knackering. But will his head be in the right place for the game? And is this one of the reasons why we haven't seen him in the squad? It's weird, though, because even though he hasn't been in the squad, he's been travelling with the squad to the games. For example, in our last away game at Spurs, he was there on the bench with the squad, just not named on it. I'm just worried we're not going to see him on Friday, guys. I really am. The team is crying out for a Scarpa, for a bit of magic, someone who can pass. As Dino always says, our best passer of the football in the club, statistically speaking, is proven. So I don't know if we're going to see him. But we may end up seeing Danilo. There has been a bit of a push and a campaign from a lot of the fan base to ask for where Scarpa is and where Danilo is. In fact, it went one step further as Brennan went into Steve Cooper's office and asked him flat out, why are you not playing Scarpa? Why are you not playing Danilo? And the answer he got back was they need time to acclimatize, to adjust, to get used to life in the United Kingdom. And I'm sorry, I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying that's the main reason as to why. Because we've seen plenty of players who have come from Brazil in the past. I mean, look at that idiot at Spurs, Richarlison. He came straight from Brazil, straight into European football, had no problems. There's been plenty of other examples of it. And then the other thing you have to ask yourself is, if we bought these players knowing, for Scarpa, for example, we were going to get him in January, for for Danilo, that we were getting him in January. What was the point if the plan was to slow play them into the team? Because let's face it, if the plan is for them to be ready by the preseason at the end of the season, ready for next season, a lot of seasons there, then what was the point? What was the actual point? And I'd go a step further. Scarpa was actually in Nottingham before January. He flew in. He was skateboarding around Nottingham. He got to meet the squad. He even went on the season tour thing out in Turkey. We saw him playing there. He was being acclimatized. He's had plenty of time to adjust. Doesn't take that long. Lodi took about 6 weeks to get used to life in the Premier League, and he couldn't even speak English. Scarpa, he could speak English. But anyway, I don't want to go on about it too much. Look, if Scarpa has his issues with money, etc., then I'll respect it. It's for him to go and sort out and so on. But I just want to see him in the team. What do you guys think? Some good news from my point of view, maybe not from your point of view, but it looks like Jesse Lingard will not be a Forest player next season. It's coming out that there are reports, and some are saying this is directly from Coops, that he doesn't want him anymore, that the experiment has failed, that basically he's crap. Well, no, they didn't really say that. They didn't say that. But it's not working out. He can't stay fit. He's not getting a run in the team. He hasn't got that West Ham cameo magic that he had for like 3 weeks at West Ham or whatever it was. And we're seeing the Jesse Lingard that the Man United fans warned us about. And it looks like that experiment's over. Look, as much as I don't rate Jesse Lingard as a player, I still don't mind the signing of Jesse Lingard. Yes, it cost us 10 million in total or whatever it was. You know, people say it was a free, but there's obviously sign-on bonuses, weekly wages and things like that. But I think something you got to give Lingard credit for is he highlighted Nottingham Forest in the summer. He was that first catalyst, if you like, for the barrage of players that were coming in, for the media attention and the media hype around Forest. And any exposure like that is good for the club. And we kind of announced ourselves with that Lingard signing. Even I got caught up in the hype of it at the start of the season. So I don't regret the signing of Jesse Lingard. What I do regret is his performances on the pitch. They've been terrible. And I think it'll be best for both parties if this one is ended. He's not the future of the club. You know, the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White, Jono, etc. are. And there's already interest from the MLS for him. And I think he'll go out there, he'll play well at that level in that league. He'll earn himself some good money. So I wish him the best of luck. But it looks more and more likely that it's goodbye to Lingard. How do you guys feel about that one? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so let's move on and talk about the ground development and the delay on this. It's come out now that the ground development won't start until 2024. And there's been lots of rumors as to why this is and why this isn't, etc. People are saying, oh, is the Greek father starting to panic because we may not stay up this season and stuff like that? Look, it's nothing to do with that. Any kind of groundwork development, any kind of planning things like this happen over a long period of time. It doesn't like change on the basis of Saturday to Saturday based on the results in the Premier League. So I've had a lot of messages saying, should we panic? No is the answer. No is the answer. I think I've heard things like there's been some new slight changes in the design. There's been more planning requests that have needed to go in and things like that. And these are just part and parcel of a project like this. Honestly, there is no project I've seen in terms of building architecture or even roadworks down the top of my road, man. They'll tell you they're going to, close that part of the road for a week and it's shut for the next 2 years. This is just part and parcel of the red tape and the hoops that you got to walk through with it all. So I wouldn't read too much into it. I wouldn't read any kind of panic based on league form and things like that. I wouldn't worry about that at all. Just know that it is going to happen. It's a big investment, man. 100 mil for 5k more seats. But it's more so the infrastructure that's going to come in that stand behind the scenes. You got to remember, that's where the changing rooms are. That's where things like that are. So all that stuff behind the scenes is going to look a lot better and a lot more presentable and a lot more Premier League-like. So that's the update on that one. Obviously, as it develops, we'll keep you posted here, as we did in the summer when it first came out. But yeah, don't worry too much about it and just let it happen when it does happen. All right, let's give you a quick update on Brennan Johnson. But before we do, guys, I have a little bit of a request as well. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. I know it's this new thing that the kids use apparently. If you have a TikTok account, would you be kind enough to give us a quick follow? Because what I want to start doing is doing the watch-alongs live stream on TikTok as well. I want to see if it's a bit of fun. So we'll still have the normal watch-alongs anyway, but kind of alongside it, parallel to it, we'll look to do that. The TikTok account is, obviously you go on TikTok and it's at Forest Fan TV. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a quick second, I'll put the link in the description down below. If you'd be kind enough to give that a quick follow, it'd be much, much appreciated. Right, let's talk about Brennan Johnson. Now, I was hearing a lot of stuff yesterday about rumors from 2 weeks to 8 weeks about him being out. And the scan's coming back and it's not looking good and all this stuff. I didn't want to bring it yesterday because it wasn't sourced well enough at all. But he has now been named in the Welsh squad. So that in itself should probably tell you that if he is out, he's probably out for a week. And then he's going to join the Welsh squad. And then the international break is obviously for 2 weeks. So he should have some kind of fitness around then. So it sounds to me like this isn't a long-term injury. Now, I'm just surmising this based on the fact he's been called up. Congratulations to him, to Nico Williams, and to, I think Hennessy got called up as well. They're going to go away and represent their country. So a lot of you have been asking me about the Brennan update. I don't want to come to you until I feel comfortable that there's enough evidence on it. But the evidence now is showing that Brennan Johnson will definitely be going to the Welsh team, unless, of course, there is a further setback with his current injury. Do I expect to see him play on Friday? Probably not, to be honest. But you never know with Cooper and his magic sponge. But it sounds like it's better news than a lot of people were fearing on him. on him. And hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later, because we cannot afford for him to be out. We are already struggling for goals, and he seems to be our only current source of goals. So with him out, it does make you worry about where we're going to get those goals from. But good news on that. And that brings you up to date on your Forest news for today. I know it's a lot calmer today. Again, apologies for yesterday. I just had to get things off my chest. I needed a trip up to Nottingham, man. Breathe that Nottingham air, calm me down, see the city ground, see the boys. So I'm feeling a lot more normal today. But thank you all so much for the comments in that video. I've read through and I was trying to reply to them when I got back yesterday. It was about 2 a.m. So if there's any misspelt words in there, apologies. But it was really good to see what you guys were saying. I agreed with a lot of you, what you guys were saying. I disagreed with some of you. But that's the beauty of it. Have an opinion, share it, and we can discuss it. That's the whole point of this channel. But yeah, Calm Wolverine is back. Let's see what happens on Friday. We'll be back on the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before you leave, please do, as always, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And come on, you Reds.